Hey, so welcome to my Nomad Life Part 2. If you didn't watch Part 1, I just talked about when I first moved to Asia and started working abroad and living in Asia full time. Okay, so now I'm picking it up again when I went to Ecuador. So that was in the fall of 2011. And I spent like a month in Ecuador. Here are some of my favorite pictures from Quito.
Y que me lleve el mar.
And then in a little town called Muisne on the coast, where I spent most of that time. I volunteered for an organization called Hatun Sacha, working on their mangrove reforestation project and hiking trail maintenance and other eco shit like that. It was awesome. I would totally go back there. Just look at the pictures. It's absolutely beautiful. I think this is actually where I realized how much I love being out in nature. It feels a little corny to say that out loud, but for real, I definitely preferred this experience to just like bumming around the big cities of Asia and Europe. This was so much better for me physically and emotionally. Now I'll just zip it for a minute and let you look at some really nice pictures.
No hay sentido si no hay sentir. Tú te fuiste y contigo un poco de mí.
Okay, so after that, I was mostly out of money and I went back to live with my family in Rhode Island until the summer of 2012. At that point, I moved to Vermont to go to graduate school. I had it in my head that I wanted to get a master's degree and teach English at the university level. But I never actually finished that degree though, because I'm a piece of shit with no follow through. However, I had a lot of fun going back to school, I will say that. I met great people, most of whom were just as travel obsessed as me, and we hung out and did awesome stuff in Vermont, which is by far one of my favorite states, definitely top 3. And then, as part of that master's program, I went and did a teaching internship in Poland in January and February of 2013. And that was the best part of the whole thing, for sure. I had time to do some traveling around that part of Europe, and it was incredible. I usually travel alone, which is fun and gives me the freedom to do whatever the fuck I want, which is the best feeling, especially when you're abroad somewhere and trying to like have all the experiences. But this time I was with a couple of friends from that teaching program, and we went around Poland a little bit. We were based in Katowice, and then we also took trips to like Krakow and Warsaw and Sztork, which is like a cool little skiing town. So here's pictures of that. Besides Poland, we also were able to go to Budapest, Vienna, and Prague. And it was actually really great traveling with other people. I liked making shared memories, having like dumb inside jokes about things that happened, you know. And sometimes I had to be a team player and go see stuff that they wanted to see, which was cool. It got me to have some experiences that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. Okay, so one thing I have to mention about these pictures is that for some of them, I wasn't really sure what city they belonged to. So if you see a picture in like the Budapest set that is actually of a building in Prague or something, I'm sorry about that. No disrespect. I don't know about you, but that's what happens to me when I travel kind of fast and I try to see too much in a short amount of time. It all gets a little hazy in my memory. Which is one reason, at least, why I really needed to make this video. Definitely gotta hold on to those past experiences. I want them to keep feeling real in my memory. Okay, so after traveling around Europe a little, I went back to Vermont and did the spring semester of school, and then I moved to Boston for the summer for a teaching job. I've had a couple of summer teaching jobs in Boston, and they're always pretty great, pretty fun, but I'm a little bit over that city for now. My next full-time job after grad school was in the Dominican Republic. I moved there in 2013 and stayed for a year. My teaching job was kind of intense, but I had some seriously amazing kids in my classes, and we did a lot of, I was able to do a lot of really fun activities with them because their English level was high enough, so that was really fun for me, and hopefully for them as well. But the DR in general was really fun. Great beaches, food, people, nightlife, awesome outdoor activities. I loved it, and I definitely plan to go back and visit my friends there at some point. The most important thing about the DR for me is that I found my dog there. This is Ernie. I first saw him lying in the shadow of a parked car in front of my apartment building. I thought he was dead until I got closer and he started moving. You can tell from these pictures that he was starving and had a serious case of mange. His skin was so bad that he would actually leave little drops of blood on the street everywhere he walked. I started feeding him and we built up mutual trust for about a week. And then I got him on a leash and took him to a local vet. He spent 6 weeks there or so, recuperating from his malnutrition and the mange. And then he came to live with me for a couple months. And we bonded, obviously, and I wanted to keep him with me forever. But I travel a lot, so I wasn't sure how to make it happen. So my parents saved the day, actually. They're the greatest people. My mom came down to the DR to visit me and actually ended up flying back home with Ernie. So he's a permanent part of our family now, and he's best friends with our other dog, Goofy. This is them. Knowing that Ernie's so safe and happy now just gives me a lot of, internal peace. He loves my mom more than me now, but that's cool. Anyways, so continuing with the last bit of my nomad history. For my last 2 years as a teacher, 2014 to 2016, I taught at a university in Nanyang, China, in Henan province, which is like directly in the middle of China. I have some video clip compilations and vlog type things from that time, so you can check out those videos if you're interested. But basically, it was my last and best teaching job. I had a lot of freedom in the way that I structured my classes and a lot of time off for traveling around. During the winter breaks between semesters there, I went to tattoo school in Thailand. I have a couple older videos on that experience as well. But basically, learning to tattoo in Bangkok was a pivotal experience for me. I figured out what I wanted to do with my life, something that I'm truly passionate about and can also potentially make money doing, which is always good. I'm currently pursuing that. I want tattooing to be my future career. So I left Asia and moved back to the States in June of 2016, and I've been here living on the East Coast ever since. Here's some nice pictures of my hometown for you to look at while I wrap up this video. I spend as much time with my family in Rhode Island as I can, but I'm now living in Philadelphia, which is a pretty great city. I'm looking to start van life this summer, so I'm sure I'll be putting out a lot of content about that and also about tattooing as I continue to get tattooed, and hopefully as I start my career and become a professional tattoo artist myself. So things to look forward to, lots of hope for the future. As always, thank you so much for watching, or as they say in Poland, dziękuję, or the DR, gracia, or China, 谢谢. So cheesy, but you know. Thanks for watching.